and hopefully it will work. Okay.
Those are cool.
Says we're recording. The issue is we'll be able to figure out how to post it anyway. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our team call tonight, and we're going to talk a little bit about Facebook posting and just how to engage and share authentically on social media and different things like that. I just want to put this. If you guys want to mute yourselves, I also will try to just kind of like mute people, but then we're going to have like a conversation. So if you want to talk, obviously, then you can unmute yourself and talk. I just want to see. I'm trying to put this on like speaker view just so it's like the person who, is speaking pops up. Anyway, here we go. Okay, so today we're going to do something a little bit different. So Alexis had sent to some of you guys just something about the color personalities. Has anyone ever heard about color personalities before? You can just like shake your head yes or no or raise your hand if you have about color personalities. So there's 4 basic color personalities: yellow, blue, green, and red. And I guess we could just give like a short for those who didn't see the graphic, just a little kind of description. Do you want to give a little
I'll talk about that at the end.
Oh, okay, cool.
Talk about.
Okay, so what I'm kind of going to ask you guys right now is what, if any, okay, what was kind of like the Facebook post or series of posts that started getting you interested in Plexus and made you decide to join? So maybe it was like one specific post that you were like, okay, I have to just try this. Let me reach out. Or that maybe it was a series of things, or maybe it was a message. So kind of what was that something having to do with social media, if that was part of it, that helped you kind of make that leap? So if you guys want to unmute and you could just share, that would be awesome.
Mine was definitely Alexis's post about her hemorrhoids, because it was something that was completely different, and it's like that like taboo, like you don't hear people talk about it, it's like that vulnerability that put her out there that really like grabbed my attention.
That's good. I like that, the vulnerability.
For me, it wasn't a specific post. For me, it was you messaging me. But you didn't message me really about Plexus. It was just checking in on me, asking how things were going, and I was in such a big transition that I just needed a friend, and you were there. And then seeing your post and keeping that in the back of my mind, along with trusting you, who you are, knowing what you're about, and knowing you're a trustworthy person, and then just having that friend who's I know is looking out for my best interest, that's what totally got me to go on board.
Awesome. Cool. It's always good to hear too when you're like, okay, cool. That's but yeah, building up that trust and building those relationships, right? So we've talked, like here we had talked with you about, oh, I'm sorry if this is dinging, with you about that this week. Like there are some people you have in your life who they already trust you, right? Or you already have some influence over. And then there are like a whole audience of people that you have to build that rapport with, who you have to build influence, you build trust and get them to see you as trustworthy. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. How about you, Kira? Do you want to share kind of what made you decide to join in with Brandy?
I've tried it once before with the trial package. I think it was maybe the 3-day or something that I ended up choosing. And I liked it then, but I don't think it included the MetaBurn. It was just like the slim drink, I think. And I don't know. I think it was after I had my son, and then I think I was okay with being fat at that time, or thicker or heavier, but now I'm feeling uncomfortable with myself. So I saw her results, Brandy's results, and I was like, yeah, I got to try this.
I'm sorry, this is dinging. I have my phone on silent, but it doesn't listen to me, so it's just anyway. That's awesome. So yeah, seeing her results. So like you initially tried it, you trust her enough to like try the sample, but then seeing her actually get those amazing results and put in the work, because with Brandy, it wasn't like she just put it across that like, oh, look, it's like this magic pill. No, she like put in the work and stuff, but it gave you that thing. So I'll share mine was, I joined with Amber, and basically I had been watching her post about her journey with postpartum depression and how Plexus helped her with that, and then how her husband, his journey with lactose intolerance, acid reflux, cholesterol, and blood pressure meds, and basically that my husband and I had been researching gut health for those exact things for him. So I never even reached out to Amber, but like the day that she messaged me, I was like, yeah, I'm interested. I've been watching, and basically this is exactly what we're looking for. I don't know why I never reached out to her, because I was like stalking her basically, but she actually might jump on here, and I don't think she's on right now. But anyway, she is.
I'm here.
So yeah, there's Amber, for those of you guys who haven't met Amber before. But anyway, so yeah, I was totally like stalking her page, and I was trying to look up like what Plexus was, and just some weird science company kept coming up, nothing to do with our Plexus. And so when she messaged me, I finally was like, okay, yes, I'm interested. I've been trying to find on my own, and I can't. And it maybe took me a little while till I placed my order, because I had to get things like in a row, but yeah. So anybody else? Jess, do you want to share what made you decide to jump in?
Yeah, so I literally watched Alexis for like I don't know, at least 6 months. And so I saw a bunch of different posts, like, you know, I just saw like all her, like, you know, everything she shared, the video Brandy was talking about where she shared, like, you know, with her hemorrhoids and stuff like that. I really liked how like vulnerable she was, like Brandy was saying. It just made it like believable, you know. And then I just would see all these good things that she said about it, like more energy and all this stuff. And you know, I'm very like a cautious person, so like I really liked that it was a variety of posts, because she was sharing, but then she was also posting like, you know, science-based things, which is what I look at, you know. So I finally messaged her, and I was like, hey, I want to know more. So it was just like, you know, everything over those months that I watched her. It's kind of like you were saying, like I kind of stalked her a little.
Right. Anybody else? I think Mom, are you on here? Do you want to share what made you decide to join Plexus? I don't know if you can hear me, because I can't see you, but if you do, you can. How about you, Lex? You want to share?
Sorry, I'm super annoyed at my husband right now because he's supposed to be home by 7 on these Zoom calls, and this one is not having a good time, but he's like 10 minutes away.
Because I have some great notes for everybody. You got to be quiet.
Oh.
Okay. So mine was Allie posted a before and after at her 3-month mark, and I've known her for pretty much my whole life, and she's always just had a larger neck. Not a fat neck, just like wide, and it was always like something having to do with her thyroid. And she posted this like before and after picture, and it was only 3 months, and her neck was gone, and we were like, all right, we got to hit her up. And then when she when we started talking to her, so Allie and my husband are step siblings, and so we called her, and then she started talking about this business, and that's really what like I already was interested in the products. Like I just had a baby, I wanted to lose weight and have more energy, but when she started talking about like the business opportunity, I was all in. And so it's important that like we don't leave that out. Oh man. Okay, I guess you're staying here. All right. So Facebook posting 101. I really want this to be encouraging and to give you guys like a lot of tips you can use. I'm going to try to make her a bottle for 2 seconds.
I can start.
Just talk a little more about the color personalities. I'll be right back.
Perfect. Okay, so we're like tag teaming this, obviously. So, okay, so we'll talk a little bit about the color personalities. So there's red, blue, yellow, and green. The easiest way to describe it is red is like the on personality, maybe somebody who's like super competitive, like let's go, business minded, and they're just like ready to go. Brandy's raising her hand, she's red. So then there is green. Green is more like wants information and facts. Not a lot of people are green, actually. Some people might think they're green, but that's not usually like their top thing. But maybe they're super organized. They want to know all of the stats, all of the info. And the reason why I say that most people are not that is because a lot of times we put a lot of information out there, and that's not really what most people are looking for, like upfront. So there's green. And then blue are the people who just want to like have fun. They're all about relationships and friendships. And like, if you're posting stuff about Plexus, they want to see like, oh my gosh, they won an iPad, or they're going on a trip, or they got a shopping spree, or look, they're doing this with all their friends. Like, that's the stuff they want to see, the really fun stuff. And then you have the yellow, which most people tend to lean towards yellow. Yellow are people who want to help people, or even maybe themselves, and they see it and they're like, oh my goodness, yeah, like this can help people. And so a lot of us tend to lean towards that, like, even like justifying things as that reason, like this, I know that this will help other people, and like giving themselves that reason to join or to do it. So, there you go. Okay, so we just did like the basic, what the 4 colors are.
All right, perfect timing. So we'll come back to that. Okay, so before I can talk about the great things that make your Facebook post interesting and like what to do, we have to touch on the Facebook don'ts. So I've been doing this a while. I know what works, what doesn't work, what gets a lot of attention, what doesn't. So anything I'm about to say, please know that I don't have a specific person or a specific post in mind. If you've done one of these things, we all have. I've done them all. But don't feel discouraged like I'm picking on you or anything like that, because we learn from our mistakes and we get better. So rule number 1, do not ever post your Plexus link on social media. Don't do it in a post. Don't do it in the comments. Don't do it in somebody else's comments, for 2 reasons. The first reason, everything you just wrote, the picture that you picked, everything you put thought in, it just became an ad. When you put that link there, you're like, go to my website and buy stuff from me. I'm an advertisement, and we don't want to be that way. Number 2 is we don't ever want people buying Plexus products without first having a conversation with us, because you don't want them to go on your website, order something that's not right for them, and then they have a bad taste in their mouth and they say, Plexus sucks, it didn't work, I'm never buying it again. Because that's what we're here for. We're their health coach. We want to make recommendations, whether they're trying to lose weight or they're trying to get relief from fibromyalgia pain, or if they their thyroid issues. Like, there's different products for different things, so we always want to have that conversation with them first. So we don't post our link. Think of your Facebook post as the segue to the message. That's really the sweet spot. That's where we want to do all of those kind of things. You're not doing that all in the post, which brings me to point number 2. You can ask like answer a general question that you might get on a post in the comments, but try not to get too specific. Like, if someone says, I'm on such and such medication, and like, will this interfere with that? I just like it, and I reply, sending you a message, smiley face, winky face, however you want to say that. So the post isn't where you have like a million comments back and forth of a conversation. Leave that for the message, and that's where that should be. Okay, so a general thing like, is it all natural? Yes. I'll send you a message with more info. Like, you can give a general answer, but don't get too specific. Leave that for the messages.
Right. Or like, what is the stuff? Oh, it's made me feel amazing. Sending you more info. Like, yeah,
right, exactly.
Something that will.
Right, a general answer, but not like a 50 comment conversation. The next thing is you really want to stay away from sharing posts. And when I say that, I mean literally clicking on the arrow at the bottom that says share posts. We are all about not reinventing the wheel. I have taken posts I liked from Emily. I've taken them from Allie. I've taken them from Brandy. Not in the same day. I do try to space it out at least a week. And if you are going to like take someone's post, make sure you comment on it and give them support. Give it a like. And you can save it and always tweak the wording as best you can. But you're not going to share the post from their page that it says they made it. You're going to copy and paste it. Use either the same picture or a different picture, and you will post that as your own post, because people are on Facebook to see you. And when you decide to do this business, you are now a marketer. You're a network marketer. So you're not marketing a product, you're marketing yourself. So let it come from you. The same goes with testimonies. I love sharing testimonies, but I don't share it from when that person posted it. I don't tweak their words because this is something that they actually wrote, but I might write a little thing at the top like, oh my gosh, like this is Jessica's story. It was so inspiring for me. I couldn't help but share. I really resonated with me, the like not having energy all the time. I can't wait to have results like this on my own. And then you would say she shares and kind of copy and paste what they said. But again, like you make it your own post that you're posting, not just a shared post. Another thing, stay away from too many graphics. This can be like, just for example, and I have some of these saved like in my pictures, my Plexus pictures. You might see like a picture of a pink drink in a mason jar, and it's all cute, and it's got like a striped straw, and then there's bullet points like benefits of Plexus Slim. It does this, 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 and that's like a little graphic. Or you could post a picture of yourself holding your pink drink, and in the post you write, why do I drink this? Here are the benefits of Slim. It does this, 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 and this for me. Same kind of post, same kind of information, but which one seems more intriguing? Just the picture with words on it, or the picture of you and something that you said about it? I would say the latter. Agree? And just that can be just kind of salesy. Again, like you want to show about you, not just only facts, only pictures. And that also means not posting just about Plexus, because that's like the same idea. You want to kind of limit it to only one or maybe two if they're really different Plexus posts a day. But a lot of you, like a lot of people have come to me like, oh man, like I never post on Facebook, and now all of a sudden I'm going to be doing this. Well, exactly. So you don't want it to be like, I haven't posted on Facebook more than 3 times in the past 2 years, and now I'm just like Plexus, 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 Plexus. So you have to spend some time building up your Facebook, and I will get to that later. So those are the don'ts. Yeah. Sorry. All right. So number one thing, and this might seem kind of like it's not related, but I promise you that it is personal growth. Because without personal growth, you're not going to, so for example, Brandy and Jess both said that the post about like my hemorrhoids is what drew them in. If I didn't gain confidence and, you know, like have some assurance in myself, I would have never posted about my hemorrhoids. Are you kidding me? Like you need to do those kind of things so you can have the courage to post vulnerable things like that. There's just so much that comes with this. Like we could do a whole nother Zoom about personal growth, but it just really is true. Like you want it to come from you. You want it to be authentic and not just do the pink drink, it does this, you know? So, and especially when you're first starting out, you're not going to have like a crazy testimony because you just started, but it's okay to share things in such a way that it's not just, you know, graphics and all that. I don't know. I want to get through these bullet points and we can like go back to the specifics of these things. You can sprinkle Plexus. You don't have to say the word Plexus. When you first start, you might want to throw that in there a couple times so people like know what you're talking about, but really like keeping it more mysterious. Like people will mess with me like, what is this pink drink stuff? What even is that? And that's what you want. You want people to like, you want to generate interest, but you don't have to give all the facts right then and there. And you can just sprinkle it in like, say it's 3:00 in the afternoon when a lot of people like have that crash, they want to take a nap. You can have a picture of you with your kids and be like, this crash-free afternoon brought to you by my pink drink or something like that. Like you don't have to put too much, and it doesn't have to be super long. Like I kind of touched on before, you want, and not only posting about Plexus, you want to build your brand. So like I said, you're marketing yourself. You want to pick like 3 to 5 things that are intrinsically you, that you kind of post all the time. For me, that would be motherhood, like anything, hashtag mom life, like funny kind of stuff like that. I like to post about like motivational and my faith, I kind of lump that together because it's like mindset and different virtues. And like sometimes that could be a Bible verse that would have to do with that, or it could be just like a motivational quote. I like to do like empowering things like that. You know, this could be like if you have a certain hobby, if you like are crafty and do things like that, if you're a dog mom, if but one of my other major ones, which if it's not one of yours, it should become one of yours, is health and wellness, because we're in a health and wellness company. So if you often post about other things non-Plexus related that have to do with health and wellness, that just kind of makes you, oh my gosh, she looks so cute in her little towel head. Hi, Cora. But yeah, so if it's something that you kind of post about all the time, like having more water or working out or eating healthy, then when you start to post about supplements and stuff having to do with your health, it like makes sense. And it's not like, well, I'm not going to follow you who just talks about drinking soda and like laying on the couch. So try to make that part of your brand. And now that brings us to the color personalities that Allie was talking about. So we all have our own major color, and then there's usually like one or two other ones that you can resonate. So you all already know that not everyone is the same as you. You all already know that not everyone likes the same things as you. But what we have to remember is even when you do have similar interests, people don't always like the same thing for the same reasons as you. So we could all be sitting here and love Plexus, and that person likes it because they're helping people. This person likes it because it's paying their health insurance. This person likes it because of the Nourish One program. You know, like there's lots of different reasons. So you want to not limit yourself and appeal to all different kinds of people. So the red personalities. I'm red. Who said that they were red? Me and Brittany. Makes sense. This is like the smaller the better. So I will be honest, because this might surprise some of you who follow me and who've known me a while, because I really love to write, and I can write like a long, heartfelt post, but I don't really like long posts from other people. I just kind of scroll. Like if I click on it, see more, and it's like this long, I'm like, oh, too long. And I don't really read it. I'm just being honest. So that wouldn't appeal to me. Another thing I don't really love, and I'm not saying don't do this, I'm just saying this is why you have to switch it up. Like a bunch of emojis, that drives me nuts. Like this morning, sunshine, I was thinking, brain, I have to go to the post office, mailbox. Like, all right, I know what words mean. I don't need all that. Facebook algorithms, they do love emojis, and I use them sparingly, but like that kind of thing, if there's too many, I just won't even read the posts. I'm scrolling by. So red personalities are kind of more driven by the financial kind of post. So it can be something as simple as taking a picture of you and your significant other out to eat and say, dinner on Plexus, like, thank you for my paycheck. Maybe you can say, I went to the grocery store and I forgot my list, but it's okay. Like, I didn't have to budget and got to buy whatever I want. And anything, it might seem small, you want to still talk about it, because that might be a big deal for people. Or even if you go out to eat and say, we didn't have to choose between appetizer and dessert, we got both. Like that's like a big deal for a lot of people. And then as you grow, you want people to see that journey, that maybe 2 months later you're paying your cable bill with your Plexus money, and maybe 3 months after that you're getting a free Lexus. Like you want people to see that progression, and they're not going to know how long how it grew if you never posted about it to begin with. Yellow is like the emotional and helping people. This would be your testimonies. I encourage you can do like a testimony Tuesday. You could, devote different days of the week to different kind of posts. It really helped my friend with this. You could talk about like our Nourish One program, that for every bag of lean sold, 14 meals are donated to help Feeding America, help families. Like that's something that people would really like. Then we have the blue personality, which is more like the fun kind of stuff. And maybe like, yeah, my health, that's cool. Oh yeah, I can make some money, that's cool. But some people the other thing we always talk about is the community. So say that you were on an iPad. Woohoo! Maybe like we went to this wine and wellness event. That was fun. I went on a winter retreat. That was awesome. And we did an escape room, and that was fun. You know, different events that they have at convention. Like, you don't just make it so serious and always emotional. I mean, yes, these products change lives, but you can like not be so all the time, you know, to appeal to those different kind of people. And then Green, Jessica, they are the facts and the charts, and they want the science. That might be when you do a product spotlight, like Wellness Wednesday, and our probiotic is different than the rest because this, and this, or we had clinical trials, and here are science-based facts and things like that. So just knowing that the posts that might have drawn you in aren't always going to be the posts that draw other people in. And just touching on that personal growth again and that vulnerability, I could just not even ever dream up a better example than Brandy, because I see you. She started Plexus in September, and really it took her until this month to experience a lot of growth in her business. And a lot of that is because she was focusing on herself in the beginning. She was getting her health right, which is the most important thing. And then she was getting her head right. And only then did she have the courage to, like, if you've been living under a rock and haven't seen her video that is now up to 65,000 views that she posted a little over a week ago. Like the first shot that you pan over this picture, and it's a very vulnerable picture. It was her before picture of this 60-day challenge, and she might have not been the most proud of how she looked there. And that's the first thing you see. And I think that's what like draws a lot of people in. And then you click on it and you hear like this song about thriving and not just surviving. And she's honest about her struggles and her family struggles, and the fact that some days she didn't feel like doing this. I mean, we all want to empower and spread positivity, but it's okay to be honest that it's a struggle. You're not always that way. I mean, I post a lot about like mindset and gratitude and things like that. And it's not always coming from a place like I'm this beacon of virtuous gratitude. It's because I might have been struggling that day, and I have to remind myself of that. You know, I might be like, oh, these kids, and oh, this, you know, and I have to post that because I need to listen to that. So in a nutshell, don't just judge people by what they post, because I'm still laughing at the memes that are like a little mean sometimes. I still get a little chuckle out of those. So even if that's not the kind of things I post, you never know what people's interests are. So that's my spiel.
Awesome. We have a couple minutes. I just want to add like two things. So the one thing is we touched on a little bit, everything Alexis gave was so good. So one thing that we had talked about in the beginning, a couple of you guys said was about like watching somebody over a period of time. So there will be people who already trust you, who are willing to jump in and try something with you, or maybe you post something that appeals to them. But there's going to be a lot of people who wait. And 3 months in, 6 months in, a year in, 2 years in, they're saying, okay, tell me about this. So don't get discouraged when people who you thought would jump in, or who you think, oh my gosh, they need this so bad, are not willing. Because some people, it takes time. The other thing that we mentioned is that both Emily and I said that it was messaging that really actually made the conversation happen. So whether that was just messaging to build a relationship, and also to actually just ask about, have you seen my post, or have you ever tried this, and actually bridging that gap. So there will be people who reach out to you, and there will be people that you message to keep the relationship going. So I just encourage people, like, look through your friends list and say, oh my gosh, here's somebody I haven't talked to forever. And one of my favorite parts of Plexus is that I used to have this mindset of like, one of my best friends from high school, well, even Emily and I, we were best friends our whole lives. But as adults, we just don't keep in touch really. And so I'm the type of person who will get insecure. Like, well, if I reach out to her, that's going to feel fake, or like as though she doesn't remember me. Like, please, I slept at this girl's house probably like 5,000 times in my life. You know what I mean? But I get that self-doubt. Like, and so this really forced me to step a little bit out of my comfort zone and say, what the heck? No, Emily like knows some of my deepest, darkest secrets, you know, and just to say, hey, I saw you guys are moving, like what the heck is going on? Or how's your baby, you know, and to actually take that step to just build relationships and to remember, like, it's not fake. Be authentic about it. Don't just message people thinking I'm going to get a sale out of this, but because Plexus encourages us to really care about people. And so to do that, and rather than scrolling through and seeing someone's cute pictures, say, oh my gosh, your son is so cute, rather than just, oh, that's so cute, and keeping going. So with that, just reaching out to people, building those relationships, and that helps your Facebook posting. Alexis mentioned Facebook algorithms with emojis. So messaging people makes your posts more visible to them. So messaging somebody on their birthday instead of just posting on their wall, messaging somebody on anything that you see, or even just like I said, going through your friends list and saying, today I'm going to go through the A's and I'm just going to message, 15 people and say, oh my gosh, hey, you popped up and I just want to see how you are. And then your stuff will pop up on their walls. And also going through, sometimes taking a little bit of time, maybe a couple times a week, just for 10 minutes before you post something and going through and liking and commenting on other people's stuff, because then basically Facebook sees you're an active person on Facebook and they kind of they give you brownie points for that, basically, by putting your stuff at the top of people's news feeds if you're somebody who engages people on Facebook. So that's just like a couple little things. Build relationships and don't just worry about your own posts, but focus some time on engaging with other people on their posts too. So there's so much more.
There were so many times I'd be scrolling and I would think something like, oh, that's funny. Oh, that's cute. Oh, like that. But I never actually said it or liked it. So just say it, speak your mind.
Exactly. So
another thing I forgot to say.
Hey, could I say a couple of things real quick?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay.
We have just a couple minutes.
So I don't know if you all are aware, but Plexus has an app that helps you run your business. It's called Dough. And it does cost money. I think it's $16 a month or something, but basically it generates leads for you. And so it gives you 5 people. It generates 5 Facebook friends a day for you to reach out to, and then 1 customer and 1 ambassador. It also you load your Plexus office into it as well. And it's really awesome because you feel accomplished after you reach out to those people. So that's cool. That's a great resource. Also, personal growth is also super important because it also just gives you something non-Plexus to post about that's going to encourage people and uplift them. And just you can share pictures of your kids, but they're not going to get as many likes as a motivational post or some vulnerable posts of something that's going on in your life that you're learning as a mom or as a wife or whatever. People can identify with that more so than a cute picture of your kid. But so I'm not saying don't post cute pictures of your kids. I'm saying throw in a really deep, vulnerable, something you're learning in life post, and people are going to identify with that a lot more.
Or put that with a picture of your kids if it has to do with your
Right.
kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
we're going to get kicked off in a minute. Yeah.
Personal growth is definitely so important. And when you have that fear, when you're about to post something, you're like, oh God, I can't do this. That's probably the best post you could post when you have that.
Yes.
And also the fear you have, well, this person's going to see it and roll their eyes, and this person's going to think this, you're trying to attract a certain kind of person into your business. Yes, we don't want to limit ourselves and we want everyone, but if it's some really negative person who's kind of mean and doesn't take anything seriously, that's not really someone you want on your team anyway. So it's okay if they don't like it. That's not really who you're trying to be your running partner. I mean, we're all in all these calls, we do all these things together. So we want that to be a positive atmosphere.
Yes. And remembering that people will come around, right? So remember the people who are being inspired. Don't be discouraged by the ones who are negative. And remember that people come around. You know, Jennifer Leith is our diamond, and she says that she blocked her friend for like 2 years who was sharing about Plexus. And then she came back around and was like, okay, fine, tell me about this stuff. And now she's a diamond, you know. And Alita, she said no to Jennifer for 18 months. So just never be discouraged, and just remember that, you know, this is for everybody. And so, yeah, appealing to everybody and just being confident in who you are and knowing that you have all of us to support you. So we're going to jump off because it's going to kick us off. Thank you guys so much for jumping on tonight, and we'll let you guys know soon what we're going to talk about next week. And have a good week, everybody.
All right.